Greetings, I'm Barrett and welcome to Meet Me at the Table. We're continuing our playthrough of Kingdom Death Monster. We're moving into the hunt phase. Normally I put this back to back with our settlement phase, but I really was at a crossroads as to who we should actually hunt. So thanks to everybody with all these wonderful comments I got. There were so many people that were asking for level 2 white lions or level 2 antelopes. Some people are saying that level 1s are probably our better bet right now. I even had a couple people saying we should take on the phoenix. So after totaling up everybody's comments and thinking ahead into what our plan is for our settlement's going to be, we have decided to go ahead and take on another screaming antelope, and it's going to be a level 1. I know I'm probably going to get some rejection, but just like the last time we fought the white lion, it was probably the best choice at the time. And I think after this screaming antelope, we'll be able to move on to tougher things. I'm choosing this mainly because of a few comments that had to do with the fact that there's a lot going on in our settlement phase in the next lantern year. And I'm afraid that if we actually lose all our characters to a level 2, it'll be really hard to come back from that. Also, these level 2s have so much more movement. I don't have the movement to be able to get to them once they run away with one of my survivors like the white lion would do, or trample over us and just run so far away I can't even get back to it. So in that reason is why we're going to be going after this level 1 screaming antelope. But the good news is I did get a chance to create Biram Everman. So he is right here. I've gone ahead and made him up. He's got those 2 guitars that are really, really awesome. So I painted him up. I actually got the bass kind of done. There's still some more I want to do. But I got it. He's got the headdress on here. He's got all the screaming antelope gear. I gave him this. I even magnetized these. So as we're playing, if we decide to give him a different weapon, or the person that wearing this armor set has a different weapon, we can switch this out for something else. I've magnetized both arms so they can both go on and off as I please. Of course, they also fall off because I apparently can't see too well through my camera here. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put his arm back on, and he's going to go down here on the board. So he's ready to go. Our survivors are ready to go. We're going to take our screaming antelope. We're going to set up the hunt board, and then we're going to hunt him, and we're going to take him out, probably all in one video. That's going to be the plan. So we're going to go ahead and put down our random hunt events, and then we're also going to take our specific hunt events for our screaming antelope. We're going to put those down as well, so we got a few there. We're going to put him right here. Now, I really appreciate everybody's patience. Again, after we take this guy out, I think you're going to see a change in what we're going to be fighting. If you're excited to see if our survivors can take down this screaming antelope one more time, then I need you to meet me at the table. So the first survivor that's going to go on our hunt board, I think, is going to be Caramon. We're just going to go have him pick up this card and see what happens. Grazing Field. It says, acanthus leaves sprout from the crevices in the stone ground. The survivors spend time gathering and eating the small leaves. Each survivor may heal 1 hit location of their choice, restoring all injuries and armor points. If any survivors have a sickle, they gain 1 fresh acanthus strange resource. I do not have one of these sickles yet. That's something I'd really like to get, and we don't have any damage yet. This would have been a better one over here, but that's okay. We're going to have to roll a random hunt event. So we're going to go ahead and take our dice and see what happens. Our white die is going to be the tens die. Let's see what we find. We got 90. So we're going to go to our book and see what that says. Number 90 says light on the horizon. The survivors hear a screeching howl, followed by a crash. They see an explosion of multicolored light on the horizon. The unnatural light illuminates the survivor's way. If at least one survivor is sane, they follow the light. You may re-roll the next result on the hunt event table. Oh, that'll be really good. If all survivors are insane, they turn away from the light, walking into the darkness. Move the survivors 2 spaces back on the hunt road. Regardless of what the survivors do, the light reaches the settlement. Add the lights in the sky settlement event to the timeline next year. I think we've actually had this one, or had something similar, because I remember doing this event. So we're going to write this down on our settlement record sheet. And of course, we do have some sane survivors. So we are going to be able to re-roll the next result on the hunt event table. We don't have all our survivors that are insane. So I've gone ahead and wrote light on horizon. So not only do we have to deal with a random settlement, we got the hooded knight who took out 2 people last time. I don't even know what this bone witch is going to do. Now we got light on the horizon. So it's probably a good thing that we're actually doing this level 1, because look at all this that's going to be coming. And of course, the next settlement event is going to be our nemesis encounter. So, this is going to be a tough thing to get through these next 2 years. All right, it's time to continue on. We're going to remove this, move everybody up. Now, there is something else I forgot to do. It was mentioned to me, and a few people were able to catch this. I did not mark Tinkerer down here on Gold Moon, so I want to make sure you know I did that. So we have that ready to go. I forgot to do that, and I forgot to mention it as well. So that's good to go. We're going to continue on with our random hunt event. Now, this one's just going to be a random hunt event, and I'm going to have Baron Everman go ahead and take care of this one. So he's going to roll 2 dice, and let's see what we get. We got 82. And 82 says consuming grass. Vibrant green grass grows in patches ahead of the survivors. Closer inspection of the delicate leaves reveals they are sharp as any blade. Each survivor rolls a d10. The lowest scoring survivor, or survivors in case of a tie, become a straggler. Oh no, more stragglers. As the survivors carefully pick their way past the verdant hazard, the straggler stumbles into the bush. Roll a d10. If any survivor has a whip, a hasty tether is made. Add +4 to your roll. I don't have a whip. All right, let's check and see what happens. Because, of course, I can re-roll this if I don't think we're going to have a good time with this. It says you land in the grass patch. As you climb to your feet, you realize it's too late. The parts of your body that touch the ground have sprouted with sharp blades of grass. Any attempt to remove them only spreads them further over your body. During the showdown, you are never a threat. Oh, that's pretty good. Ignore any effect that would make you a threat. Even the white lions sniff. At the end of the showdown, your body blossoms into a whirl of immaculate green grass. Dead? Oh, this is going to be terrible. I'm not going to want that. The next one is 2 through 9. You fall, but manage to interpose something between the grass and your bare skin. Either archive 1 gear of your choice from your gear grid to protect yourself, or treat this result as if you rolled a 1. Well, I don't like that either. So 10, you stop before you fall, but it's too late. Okay, no, we're not doing this one. I'm going to re-roll that hunt event. Okay, that hunt was absolutely terrible. We're going to re-roll that. I don't like that. So I'm going to use that one we got from the last hunt event to re-roll this one. We got a 24. And it says food from the mouths of others. The survivors pass a stone face that appears to be holding something in its mouth. The event revealer investigates. Gain +1 courage and roll a d10. So we're going to go ahead and roll a d10. We got a 2. Oh, I bet that's going to be terrible. You yell out in pain and pull your hand back, revealing a bloody gash. Did the stone face just bite? Suffer monster level brain event damage and monster level event damage to the arm. Oh no, that's terrible. So I pretty much take 2 damage. All right, so that means our wonderful survivor is actually going to take some brain damage. So he's actually checked his little box there. He does gain 1 courage, but he also loses 1 to his arms. So he's down to 1 defense on his arms. All right, with that hunt event out of the way, we're going to move our characters up, and I think we're going to have Kitty Yara go ahead and take a look at this one right here. It says, skittish. Panicked by oncoming survivors, the screaming antelope moves 1 space away from the survivors on the hunt board. Oh, terrible. Do I have to roll? Oh, I do. I have to roll a random event. Oh, no. Okay, we're going to roll them up. Let's see what we get. White is going to be our 10s die. We got an 85. So let's go see what that says. It says test of courage. Lava flows from the eyes of a huge grimacing stone face. Its gritted teeth hold a worn sword. If there are any survivors with 6+ courage, choose 1 to be brave the lava. They gain the adventure sword rare gear. If no one can test their mettle, the group moves on with a feeling of inadequacy. If the settlement already had an adventure sword and storytelling, the survivors share stories of bravery. Each survivor gains +1 survival. If the settlement also has sage, the stories are exceptionally moving and each survivor gains +1 courage. Okay, we don't have any of this, but Gold Moon has 6 courage right here. She has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She is able to take the adventure sword. And here is our adventure sword. Oh, looks like something on The Legend of Zelda. All right, it does 3 speed. It hits on a 6+, but it has no strength. Unique and irreplaceable. Your courage is added to this weapon's strength. Oh my goodness. Oh, too bad she's using that dagger, but this would be a 6 strength weapon. Wow, I'm going to have to give somebody with a lot of courage a sword skill or something. I might actually just make her use this turn. She's not going to... Oh, she could hit with the dagger once and then switch to this sword, gaining the weapon proficiency and then being able to use this. That's actually really good. So we're going to go ahead and give this to Gold Moon. Oh, man, this thing's out of control. Oh, man, what a great find. All right, our guys are all going to move up again, and then we are going to go ahead and take on our Antelope in the Showdown. So I'm going to set up the Showdown board. I'm not actually going to go through all the terrain and everything. I'm just going to put it on the board and we're going to start fighting. If you don't like that and you want to see how all the terrain cards are picked and everything, please leave it in the comments below. But that way I can kind of speed up the Showdown phases because we've set up quite a number of them. Of course, if I ever fight a new monster, I'll of course set up the Showdown and show you what exactly is taking place. So here's a panned out shot of the Showdown. I've gone ahead and set up all our terrain. What we have is we have an ore vein as one of our things. We've seen this before. I've put it right here. We're probably going to mine that right away. I also got 3 stone columns. You might not see all of them. One's right here. There's a couple over there. I don't think they're going to play too much of an impact in this. The problem with this one is I can't jump over it like I could with the other one, which was really awesome. Everything else out here we've seen before, our acanthus plants, our bug patch. Now there is an interesting thing. Since we have our new screaming gear, one of the things is this screaming bracers. It says down here, on arrival, if possible, add an acanthus plant terrain card to the Showdown. When you activate terrain, you may add +2 to your result. That's gonna be awesome. So that's why I put this right in front of him. He's probably gonna go ahead and mine this right away because he's gonna get +2 when he activates that. And we also have our stone noses. Since we're here, on arrival, we gain 1 survival and an insanity. Gold Moon and Caramon are the 2 that are carrying stone noses right now. Nobody else has them. So I'm going to go ahead and give them +1 insanity. They all are at max survival right now, so that's not a big deal. So that's going to bring Caramon's insanity up to a 7, and Gold Moon's is going to be at a 3. Now, Barum Everman and Kitiara both really don't have much insanity, so I might have to work on that. Now, the only thing I haven't done is set up the AI deck. So I've gone ahead and taken all our advanced cards here. They're all right here. I'm going to shuffle these up a little bit, and we're going to draw 3. Now, of course, if we were to be going on to level 2, which probably might happen in the next hunt, we're going to be going to 5 advanced cards. But right now, we're only going to be taking 3. So we get 1, 2, 3. Now, we also get some basic ones. We're going to get 7 basic, and they're all right here. So we're going to shuffle these up as well, and we're going to take 7 of these basic AI cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And we're going to count them. I'm sure we got 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And we're going to shuffle these all up, and we're going to see what our Antelope is going to do to us because he gets to go first in the Showdown. So we're going to draw our top AI card and see what happens. I bet in essence, the only thing that's probably going to happen, he's probably going to go graze. That seems to be his lot in life. All right, we got Bite. Oh, this is a good one. I like Bite. Closest survivor in field of view if no target graze. Now, there is no target because he can't reach us. So he is going to go ahead and graze. I'm going to discard this, and we're going to go move our Antelope. And our graze card states, the monster full moves to the closest acanthus plant and its turn. If the monster is on or adjacent to an acanthus plant, archive the terrain and heal 1 wound. He is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4 to the closest acanthus plant. He's going to land on it. That's just fine. And he's going to eat this acanthus plant. Nom, 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 nom. And he is not going to heal because he hasn't taken any wounds. It is now our turn, and I have him right where I want him. Yes. All right, the first thing we're going to do is he is going to go ahead and activate this ore vein right here. So let's take a look at the card. Our ore vein says, roll a d10. If carrying a pickaxe, instead roll 2d10 and add the results. So we're going to roll a d10. Now, I get to add 2 because of those bracers. So I got a 5. Let's see what 5 says. 5 says, find something shiny, gain 1 iron strange resource, archive this terrain. All right, we're going to go ahead and archive the terrain, and we're going to gain an iron. So we're going to take our iron, and we're just going to give it to Barum Everman. He's gained a wonderful resource. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to surge with Barum Everman. He is going to surge with his screaming horns. It says right here, scream. Non-deaf insane survivors gain +1 movement until the end of the round. All other survivors gain +1 insanity. That's going to be really, really good. So we're going to go ahead and take down 1 survival. So Barum Everman is down to 5 survival, but he's going to gain 1 insanity from using his wonderful little headdress there. I believe he gets that. Let me just take one more look. It says, All other survivors gain +1 insanity. Oh, he might not get this. All other survivors. Does this include him? Scream. Non-deaf insane survivors gain +1 movement until the end of the round. All other survivors. Yeah, okay, he gets this. I don't see why he wouldn't. So he gets +1 insanity. Kitty Yara is also going to gain an insanity. She's now at 2. So we're doing pretty good. We got a couple people with some insanity now. Now these two characters are already insane. They have 3 or more insanity. So they're going to gain +1 movement, which would be absolutely perfect. Now, of course, our next person is Kitty Yara. She is going to use her cat eye circlet, pretty much the greatest thing in the planet. She's going to look at the top 3 hit location cards, and let's see what we get. Restless Inner Thigh. On a wound, your attack disables the monster's powerful running muscles. The Screaming Antelope gains -1 movement token. Oh, that's good. Oh, a reflex. The Screaming Antelope frantically attacks everything around it in the zone of death. One at a time, target each survivor in the zone of death and perform a basic action. All right. And the last one is reflex. Turn the monster to face away from the attacker and full move forward in a straight line. Cancel all hits now out of range. Oh, yuck. All right. So we're going to... These are terrible. All right, I think we're going to put the reflex first, and then we're going to go ahead and put these. I think we're just going to put it right in this order here. I think that's going to be our best bet. Yep, all right. We're going to put those just like that, and we're going to go ahead, and now we're going to have Caramon move, and he has 6 speed. So he's going to be able to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right up there with this big old butcher's cleaver, and he's going to hit that Screaming Antelope. So Caramon has his Butcher's Cleaver, which gives him 2 speed, and he only needs a 5+ to hit this Antelope. And he got an 8 and a 2, so this one missed. But he did hit one of the hit locations. This could be that one that's going to be absolutely out of control. Let's just see what happens. I'm going to go ahead and see if we wound it. We got a 9 plus our 5 or whatever we get for our Butcher's Cleaver right here. Plus he gets an extra +1 strength. So he got 6. He absolutely wounded this thing. Now, of course, this is going to go ahead and one at a time, target each survivor in the zone of death and perform basic action. So if we look at our Antelope's basic action, it's going to be speed of 2. It's going to be a 2+ to hit. So we're going to go ahead and do it, see if he's able to hit Caramon. Now Caramon does have +1 evasion, so he was hit twice. So let's see what locations he was hit on. We're going to roll these up. He got hit in the head and the body. That's going to be okay. So Caramon has gone ahead and taken 1 to the head and 1 to the body, and our Screaming Antelope is going to take 1 as well from when we got hit by that Butcher's Cleaver. We're going to discard our hit location card and put our basic action back right over here. Now what we have to do is, well, she's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to here, I guess. He's going to move up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to here. He doesn't really have an action because she doesn't have any type of ranged weapons. She could throw her Founding Stone if she wanted to, but she's not going to. She has 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, she's got 7 because she not only gets the +1 for being insane when that thing went off, she also has this, which gives +1 movement as well. Now she's going to try to hit our Screaming Antelope from right here. Now we do know our second hit location is actually going to make this thing run in that direction, but I really just want to keep on hitting it. Now Gold Moon is going to go ahead and use her dagger, which means she gets to roll 3d6 to see how she does. Now she also has +1 luck, +1 accuracy, and +1 strength. So she's got a lot of stuff going on. So we're going to go ahead and roll these up and see how it goes. She got a 9, a 5, and a 4. To hit our Antelope, we needed a 7+, but of course I do have +1 accuracy, so we needed a 6+. So these two did not hit. Oh, that's so sad. Now we do get to go ahead and try to wound our Restless Inner Thigh. And this is the one where it's going to give a -1 movement token, which will really help if that thing starts running from us. Now, I do get +1 strength for our weapon. Then I get +1 strength for being Gold Moon. She actually has it. And she has her Monster Tooth necklace, which I do have both affinities for. So she gets +4 strength when trying to wound this monster. And she got an 8. Oh, that's so close to getting a critical. Now, since we didn't crit, we at least got to do 1 wound. So we're going to go ahead and discard our card. We're going to go ahead and take another wound off the stack. Now, it's going to go on to, I believe, our Antelope's turn, but I think I have a plan first. Now, from where we stand, she has moved and attacked. He has moved and attacked. He has moved. He's also used his action to do the orb thing over here, and he's also used a surge action to give everybody some insanity and also movement. Now she still only has moved up and used her action on the cat eye circlet. I think she's going to surge. She's going to surge, and what she's going to do is, this might not be the greatest plan on the planet, but I really don't want this thing running away from me. I am going to throw a Founding Stone. I know these are really rare, but I'm going to spend my action to sling the stone from anywhere on the board, archive the card for one automatic hit that inflicts a critical wound. We know the next hit location does have a critical location that I can hit, and also it will remove the reflex that is up here. So turn the monster to face away from the attacker and full move forward in a straight line, cancel all hits now out of range. That's not going to happen because I'm just going to do the critical wound to gain one Screaming Lantern resource. Also, when I wounded him last time, he's supposed to gain a -1 movement token. So we're going to go put this -1 movement token down in our token area, and we're going to gain a Screaming Lantern resource. And we got Shank Bone. I was really hoping for one of those pelts. So we're going to archive our Founding Stone. We're going to discard our hit location, and we're also going to take one wound off the AI deck and put it in our wound stack. This comes to the end of our survivor's turn. There's not much more I can do. I also have to bring her survival down to 5. All right, we're going to go see what our Antelope does. What is it our best plan to throw that stone? I don't really think so. I don't think we're going to have much trouble beating this guy. I just didn't want him to run from me. I thought that would be absolutely terrible. Now let's go ahead and see what our Antelope does. Now with my luck, this is going to make him run away. It says back kick in blind spot in range. There isn't. Closest threat in range. And otherwise no target graze. Oh, this is a basic one. Okay, good. Turn monster so the target is in a blind spot. Speed 1, accuracy 3, 3 damage, destroyed hoof. I do not have that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take care of that. So the closest threat in range is going to be these two characters here. I'm going to have him turn because it does say you have to turn the monster so the target is in a blind spot. And then he's going to go ahead and kick Caramon. I can choose which one I want. And I'm going to go ahead and have him kick Caramon with a speed of 1, accuracy 3, and 3 damage. Now Caramon does get +1 evasion against this, so he only needs a 4+ to hit Caramon, guaranteeing if he does hit, I'm using a survival to dodge this. He got a 5. Oh no, I'm going to dodge this. I don't want to get kicked for 3 damage. But you know, let's see where it hits anyway. I'm still going to dodge this attack. Right in the head, definitely dodging that attack. And to dodge, Caramon's going to have to use a survival. And on a 6+, he can gain his survival back because he does have his full rawhide gear set. So he's going to roll, and he got a 2. He did not get his survival back. So Caramon does go down to 5 survival. So we're going to discard his back kick, and we're going to go ahead and move into our survivor's turn. Our first action is she is going to surge to use her cat eye circlet. And let's see what we find. We did not find a trap. All right, we found his pallet. Failure, the giant maw snaps shut. If you are adjacent to the monster, you may spend 1 survival to react quickly or suffer 3 damage to the arm location. That's no good. Wound, roll a d10 for each survivor currently in the monster's blind spot. And a result of 3+, they are brutally back kicked and suffer 3 damage to a random hit location and knock back 5. Oh, yuck. That's terrible. A reflex, the monster turns to face the attacker. Oh, that'll be perfect. We're going to put them in this order because if I can get somebody up here to hit him, then he'll turn to face me with this reaction. And then once he faces me, there won't be anybody in the blind spot to actually hurt me. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to put the Restless Flank first. Then we're going to put the Restless Shank and then the Pallet. Let's go in that order. I think that'll be the best bet. All right, we're going to put those back. And now we're going to have Burham Everman move 1, 2 to right here. And he is going to attack with those Katars. I'm super excited to attack with these Katars. Now they're paired, which means I get to roll 4 dice when attacking this monster. They need a 6+. Burham Everman doesn't actually have any accuracy. Oh yes, he does. He has +1 accuracy and he has +1 luck. And he also gets an extra luck because of our blue affinity here from our luck charm. So we're going to roll 4. I need a 5+ to hit the Screaming Antelope. And I only hit him once. Oh no, that's terrible. Oh, that's no good at all. All right, well the good news is I do hit him once, which means I'm going to have the Restless Flank activate, which is going to be good. That's good enough. That's what we really, really needed. So we're going to go ahead and roll to see how we do. I need to wound. I get +4 strength to this roll. So hopefully we wound this guy. We got a 6 + 4. That's a 10. That's enough to wound our Screaming Antelope. So we're going to discard our Restless Flank. We're going to do another damage to our Screaming Antelope, and he is going to turn to face the attacker. It says right here, the monster turns to face the attacker. All right, that's awesome. Now, actually, the next thing I'm going to do is I actually think I'm going to surge with him. I want to hit him again with those Katars. So Burham Everman is going to go down to 4 survival, but he's going to roll 4 dice again because of the 2+2 speed he's got with these Katars. And he needs, again, I think a 5+, I think is what we said. So he's going to go ahead and hit with these right here. So he hit 3 times. Now he doesn't get anything on a 9s or anything when he hits, but if he would have got those for when he actually wounds the monster, that'd be a crit. That'd be awesome. So we have 3 hit locations. We know one of them, or we know 2 of them actually, is the shank, the palate. Oh no, there's the trap. I got too greedy. I should have cat eye circled it. Oh well, let's go ahead and see what happens to our brave survivors. Well, it covers those 2 up. It says here, the screaming antelope panics, its undermouth unleashing an inhuman wail. It bucks wildly and leaps into the air. The attacker is doomed. All survivors adjacent to the monster suffer 2 brain damage per monster level, knockback 5, and are knocked down. The monster lands on its belly and begins to slide on its teeth. Turn the monster directly away from the attacker and full move forward in a straight line. On collision, non-death survivors gain 1 random disorder, in addition to the normal collision rules. Okay, so this is going to be absolutely terrible. Let's go take care of it. So since we're fighting a level 1 Antelope, Caramon has taken 2 brain damage. He goes down to 5. Gold Moon has taken 2 brain damage. She's going to go down to 1. Now the big problem is Burham Everman actually only has 1 insanity, and he's already taken a damage to his brain. So taking 2 is going to make him roll on the critical brain trauma thing. Oh, this is going to be bad. All right, we have to roll a d10. I'm not excited to roll on this brain trauma thing. We got a 4. Let's see what it says. 4 says flee. You are knocked down and suffer knockback equal to your movement toward the closest board edge. Gain D5 insanity. Oh, wow. So Burham Everman is going to have to move 5 spaces toward the closest board edge, and they're both 7 away. So I can pick either one, I guess. I'm going to move him this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. That's awesome. Now the interesting thing is I'm not exactly sure how this works. If I do this wrong, please let me know. It says here, you suffer 2 brain damage per monster level, knockback 5, and are knocked down. Do I still take the knockback 5 and knockdown? Does all this happen before I actually have to run? I'm going to say yes, just to give myself... It always says to kind of have the monster be the monster kind of gets the advantage. So I'm not sure if I'm supposed to cover all of this and then flee, or if I'm supposed to take the damage, flee, and then forget the knockback 5 and knockdown. There is a period here. Or is it a comma? It's a comma. So I'm going to guess that all that actually has to take place. All right. So he's gone there. He's out of control, but he does get D5 insanity. So I'm just going to take this and divide it by 2. We got a 1. Wow, we got 1. All right, so Burham Everman has gained an insanity. That's awesome. I wish you would have gotten more than 1. Now, the other 2 people are also going to have to deal with this. They're taking the damage, but they're going to have knockback 5, so they're going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and get knocked down. That's awesome. They don't even get to do anything this turn unless I encourage them with her, which is a possibility. He's already attacked and he's surged, so he's pretty much done. There's no reason to get him up. But maybe it might be worth it to get somebody like Caramon back up or something. Or the other thing I can do, I can actually shoot with that bow for once in my life. Now, since we did find the trap, we do have to reshuffle the hit location deck. So I've got it right here. We're just going to shuffle this all together. Go like this, bring it a little bit. Shuffle that hit location deck together, and we're going to put it back. And now, she surged to use her cat eye circlet, but she hasn't actually moved and taken an action yet. I think I am going to go ahead and shoot my bow. I've never done it, so let's do it. We're going to shoot a bow. Catgut bow. Here we go. All right. The catgut bow has a range of 6. Let's see if we can hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, I forgot. We still have to move this thing. I'm not going to be able to shoot this thing. The rest of the trap says that I have to turn it away from here and move it in a straight line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, way over there next to a bunch of acanthus plants that I actually put. That's awesome. Sorry it's off screen. Let's figure this out. So it's way up here at the board edge almost. Now, Kitty R is right here. She's going to move. She has her move in her action, but I can't fire the bow now because it's more than 6 spaces away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I'm going to have her move up. Actually, I'm going to move her right here. His speed is 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to move her here. I think that's be best. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 if it comes to attack her. My goal is to actually have it attack me because I don't want it to eat these acanthus plants and heal itself. All right, now that that's done, our monster is going to go. Oh, now you know why I like to know where that trap is. That was devastating. It did not help us at all. All right, we're going to go ahead and see what happens. It is going to run down. Full move in the direction the monster is facing and turn to face closest survival. What? Full move in the direction the monster is facing and turn to face closest survival. Okay. Then pick target, knock down survivor in range 12. Wow, closest survivor in range 12, no target grades. Oh boy, this is gonna be bad. Move twice and attack. If the target is knocked down, this attack gains +3 speed. Oh my gosh. All right. Wow, that's something else. Okay. This isn't even close to what I wanted to have happen. All right, so the first part of the card is full move the direction the monster is facing and turn to face closest survivor. So it's facing this way, so it's going to full move till it hits the board edge. Then it's going to turn to face the closest survivor, which is her. Now we're going to continue on. Pick target. Now, of course, during these, I could choose to use survival, which might not be a bad idea because I could use her to use encourage, which then I could encourage him, which then he could encourage her, because these are all triggering between these arrows. It's time for me to be super sneaky. I believe this is right. If it's not, please let me know. It has done its first action. I can choose right here to do a survival action. I have this opportunity right here. Instead, I'm going to skip all that. We're going to pick target. Knock down survivor in range 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is Caramon. Caramon is 10 squares away, so there is a knockdown survivor within range 12. So he's going to pick Caramon as the target. Now there's a survival action ability right here. This is where I'm going to use one of my, survival. I am going to encourage Caramon. Caramon is going to stand up. Now the monster has already picked its target, so it's still going to go after Caramon, but Caramon is now standing instead of knocked down. Also, Caramon is going to take this opportunity again during this area to go ahead and encourage Goldmoon. Goldmoon is now standing. That's going to be the way it's going to go. Well, actually, no, I don't have to. I don't have to encourage her because she's going to stand up after the monster goes. And he's already picked him as his target. So she's going to go ahead, and Kitty R is moving down to 4 survival. And now we're going to move our Screaming Antelope twice. It says move twice and attack target. If the target is knocked down, this attack gains +3 speed. He is no longer knocked down thanks to my little tricky maneuver. So this is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and he's going to go ahead and attack Caramon from right there. So he has a speed of 1, 2 accuracy, and 1 damage. So Rundown is going to have us roll 1 die, and let's see how he does. He got a 4. He did hit Caramon. Where did he hit Caramon? Caramon got hit in the hands. I'm going to go ahead and take that. It's going to be just fine. I have enough armor there to be able to deal with that. Caramon is going to go down to 1 armor in the arms. He's doing just fine. With his AI done, it's going to be our turn. Now that the monster's gone, I'm going to stand Goldmoon up. She's ready to go. I'm also going to stand up Burham Everman, but I think he's pretty much out of the fight for a long time. He is going to move up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're not even seeing him. He's totally off the board. He does have an action, and his action again is he is going to use that Screaming Horns. He's going to use the Screaming Horns to give all insane survivors +1 movement and all other survivors +1 insanity. So he's going to gain +1 movement. It really doesn't matter. What I'm excited to do is give everybody an insanity. So Kitty Yara, Burham Everman, and Goldmoon are all going to gain some insanity. So Burham Everman, Goldmoon, and Kitty Yara all got insanity. Burham Everman and Goldmoon are up to 2, and Kitty Yara's at 3. Now we're going to have her surge, meaning Kitty R is going to go down to 3 survival, and she's going to use that cat eye circlet. I know surging doesn't really get much of a chance to do anything, but I want to see what these cards are, and I still want to have a chance at shooting the bow if I can. So we've found the Restless Eye. Oh, this is the first strike. The Screaming Antelope's massive eye glistens with human-like fear. If the attacker's insane, cancel all hits and end their attack. Otherwise, the attacker suffers 1 brain damage. I think we're going to put this first. We've got 2 failures. Oh, no, we don't want those. Grasping tiny hands make rude gestures. You're startled. You gain +1 insanity and lose composure. Spend an action to regain your senses before you can attack again. And failure, if the attacking with a melee weapon, it is kicked out of reach by the Screaming Antelope's thrashing hooves. Spend 1 action to retrieve the lost weapon before it can be used again. If fighting with fist and tooth, suffer the dislocated shoulder severe injury. Okay, we're going to put him in this order, I believe, is the best plan, and I've got a really good plan. I'm going to have Goldmoon go ahead and go first. She's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to the blind spot, and she's going to attack that Screaming Antelope, and this time she's going to use her Adventure Sword because we've done our damage with the dagger, so we've already gotten the weapon proficiency. We're going to use this sword. It does 3 speed, and I get 6+ to hit, so let's see how we do. So our adventure sword allows us to attack 3 times, and I need a 6+, but I'm in the blind spot, so I need a 5. Plus she has +1 accuracy, so I only need a 4+ to hit this Screaming Antelope, and I hope I hit all 3 times. We only were able to hit twice. Oh man, this 3 I don't think hits. 6, 5, 4. I think I needed a 4+. So I was only able to hit twice. We know what these 2 locations are. They're right here. So we have to do the Restless Eye first. And Gold Moon has 2 insanity, so she's actually not going to have to deal with the ability of not being able to attack. But I do suffer 1 brain damage, so she's going to go down to 1 insanity. Now I'm going to go ahead and see if I wound these locations. I get my damage, or it's here, it says right here, your courage is added to this weapon's strength. So the strength of this weapon is 6. Plus she gets +1 for being Gold Moon. So she has 7 strength. And on top of that, she also gets her Monster Tooth necklace, which gives her another 2. So that's 9. I can't really miss unless I get a 1. So we're going to go ahead and see how we do wounding this location. We got a 7. We have wounded this location. Now the next one is this one. Let's see how we do against that one. We got a 2. Oh, so glad we got all that strength. Otherwise, it would have been a failure, and I didn't have to deal with this failure reaction. But we didn't. We got a 2 plus 6 is 8 plus 3, 8, 9, 10, 11. We got 11. We wounded him twice. So we're going to go ahead and take care of that. So we're going to put our hit location cards right here. We're going to take 2 more wounds off the stack. He's down to 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, we're getting through this guy pretty quick. Now, I could use the cat eye circlet again and see what the next 3 hit location cards is, but I'm going to risk it again just because I want to see if I can actually shoot that bow this time. He's going to go back here with the blind spot, and he's going to go ahead and attack with that butcher's cleaver. I'm doing this because if I do find the trap, it's going to move forward, and I'd hate to have him trample right on top of us. So our butcher's cleaver is going to give us 2 attacks. We need a 5+, 4+ because we're in the blind spot. And Caramon believe no, he doesn't have any accuracy, so he needs a 4+. And he got 1. Wow, our guys are not doing that great. All right, he got a 4+. He has hit this restless hoof. We already knew that was there. We're going to go ahead and see what happens. Okay. He needs a 3, that's plenty. He got an 8, plus he has another +1 strength, so that's 9. That's plenty of strength to hit our Screaming Antelope, who has a toughness of 8. All right, we're going to go ahead and do 1 more wound to this Screaming Antelope. So we're going to go ahead and discard this, put our AI card here, and we're going to move on to our next person. And this time it's going to be Kitiara. She's going to turn and she is going to fire with that cat eye bow for once. The cat got bow. She can actually shoot it this time. Range of 6. You may aim your attack before rolling. You may reduce the speed of the weapon by 1 to gain +2 accuracy. We're not going to do that. We're just going to fire. I need a 7+. All right, come on, Kitiara. The first time you've actually shot something. You need to, oh my gosh, she got 2 hits and 1 is a perfect hit. No, that's not going to help us because she doesn't have anything for it. And we did not find a trap, thank goodness. All right, so we've got a failure and a wound location here. All right, let's see what the failure says. It says, if the attacker is adjacent to the monster, the weapon is stuck. Tugging frantically, it comes loose, but you stumble and suffer knockback 5. Okay, that's not a big deal. Roll a d10 for each survivor currently in the monster's blind spot. On a result of 3+, they are brutally kicked back. Oh no, this is gonna be terrible. All right, oh, I really hope she doesn't wound that one. We're gonna go with this one first. Let's see how she does. She got a 6, and our catgut bow gives us an extra +3 strength. So we got a 9. This wounds our monster. Now, of course, I want to get like a 1 on this roll right here because I don't want her to get hit or kicked back or anything like that. I got a 3 + 3 is 6. That's not enough. Oh my goodness, we got really lucky. So we were only able to wound once, which is just fantastic. So I didn't have to deal with the failure reaction, and I missed this one, so I don't have to worry about the wound reaction. So again, we're going to discard our hit locations. We're going to mix up the AI cards we have left, and we were able to hit him once. So we're going to put that card right here, and we're going to continue on. And I've got 2 people poised right in his blind spot. I think it's time to sturge with both these guys and see what we can do. I'm going to use Gold Moon first. So Gold Moon's going to use her adventuring sword because it's awesome, and she's going to roll 3 dice, and she's going to lose 1 survival because she's surged. And this is the first time she's actually used a survival. She's down to 5. She's going to roll 3. She needs a 6+. She's in the blind spot. She needs a 5+, and she has her extra ability. She needs a 4, but wow, she missed with 2 hits, but she hit once with a perfect hit. A perfect hit doesn't do anything. Now, if I was using my dagger, I would have gotten a survival back, but that's not the case. We're going to do 1 wound location. It is the Restless Muzzle. It says, if you hit with a club or shield, I gain +2 luck. That's not going to matter. We're going to go ahead and see how we do. We got a 6. That's enough to wound this guy. Remember, I get +6 with this thing, plus some extras too. So this is a wound. So we're going to go ahead and discard our card, discard a wound, and there's 2 wounds left. This one and the basic action. Let's see if we can take him down. Caramon's in the blind spot. He's going to surge and have a 4+ to hit. The first thing I'm going to do is roll to see if I get my survival back. That's a cocked die. I got a 7, so I gained my survival back, so I'm not even going to erase it. We need a 4+ to hit this guy. Let's see how we do. Oh man, we all again only hit with 1. Oh, this is ridiculous. All right, let's see what we found. We found the pallet. All right, let's see if we're able to wound this. We got a 5, plus 5 is 10, plus he has an extra one for 6 is 11. That's enough to wound. So we've done another damage to this Screaming Antelope. And that's going to bring our Screaming Antelope just to his basic action. And it's going to be our Screaming Antelope's turn because I can't do anything with anybody else. So what's going to happen is we're going to do a basic action. It says closest knocked down survivor in range. There is no target, so graze. There isn't anybody knocked down. So he's going to go graze. He's going to go 1, 2, 3 over here, and he's going to eat this acanthus plant. Nom, nom, nom. And this time he is going to heal. It says down here at the bottom, archive the terrain and heal 1 wound. If there are no acanthus plants, okay, well, there is acanthus plant. So he's going to take the top card from the discard pile on his wound stack and put it back in the AI deck. So now we have to do 2 damage in order to kill it. And the first person to go is going to be Kitty Yara. She's going to use her Cat Eye Circlet. She is going to use the Cat Eye Circlet to see what the next 3 cards are. They are not the trap. You strike the magnificent bushy tail. Fantastic. That's going first. A wound. Your attack disables the okay. That's awesome. And a reflex. Oh, he's going to turn around and do some zone of death things. Hopefully it doesn't happen. We're going to go in that order. That's going to be my plan. Screaming Antelope resource. Okay, yeah, I want the resource. All right, here we go. We're going to put those in that order. She is going to use her special White Lion coat. The White Lion coat, spend my movement and action to move 3 spaces in a straight line. Then if you move 3 spaces, activate a melee weapon with +1 strength. Oh, this is going to be ridiculous. 1, 2, 3. She's going to go right here, and she's going to activate her adventure sword with +1 strength. So now it has 7 strength. Plus her monster necklace, 7, 8, 9 strength. Oh, plus she has +1 strength automatically, so 10 strength. Let's see how we do. So our adventurer's sword gets 3. It needs to roll a 4 or better, and we got no hits. I needed a 4 or better, and I didn't hit with anything. Wow, that's unbelievable. She's going to surge right now. Now, she doesn't get the +1 strength, but that's fine. She's just going to surge and go ahead and attack. And she got 1 hit. Wow. All right, so she hit once. She hits this. Let's see how she does. She needs to wound it. Well, she's pretty much auto-wounds this thing. Let's see how she does. A 3 plus 6 is 9. Plus 2 is 9, 10, 11. She's got a lot. All right, so she wounds the monster. Our monster is going to discard that card. He's also going to discard the AI card. I'm going to have Caramon move over there. I'm not going to show you the movement. I'm just going to go right to his attack. He's going to go ahead and use that Butcher's Cleaver. He's also in the blind spot. He's going to roll 2 dice. He needs a 4 or better. He got a perfect hit, which doesn't help him at all. Oh, it does. He's got Mighty Strikes. Mighty Strikes states that when you roll a perfect hit, you get +2 strength. So if that's not enough, this is going to be absolutely ridiculous. He gets 2 hit location cards. We're going to choose that one first so that if we wound it, we're all done. Let's see how he does. He needs a big number. Oh, he got a 9. I don't think he has any luck. He doesn't. He has no luck. Now, sadly, we went through this entire encounter and didn't get any extra resources from our crits, but that's okay. So we're going to put our 2 things here. We've done our last point of damage. He is dead. That is the end of our Screaming Antelope. So once again, we've taken out a Screaming Antelope. I know it seemed pretty easy, and we have all the strength from our weapons is just ridiculous. It's easy to get through his toughness. The problem is, if I would have tried to go against a level 2, he would have had this unbelievable speed, and I just don't have the speed to catch up to him right now. He'd have an 8 movement, and every turn he'd be moving away from me, and it would just be really tough to get him. That's why I have to go for him one more time at a level 1. Hopefully next turn we'll be able to get something that'll help us with some speed. Now we killed him, so we get 4 basic resources, and we also get 4 White Lion, or sorry, not White Lion, we get Screaming Antelope resources. So let's see what resources we were able to get. We got a monster hide, another monster hide, a monster organ, another monster hide. Wow, lots of monster hides. We got a pelt. That's awesome. We got a shank bone. We got, oh, those aren't supposed to be in there. That's the one from the, what is it, the Phoenix. That was the one we got from last time. We got muscly gums. So we only got 3. I get 1 more from our Screaming Antelope. Sorry about that. And we got a spiral horn. So sadly, we didn't get enough to make all the gear we wanted for ourselves. But that's okay. We got some pretty good things there. I think we can maybe even make our next, was it our next civilization thing? our next settlement location. I think that'll be pretty awesome. So here we go. We got monster hide, monster organ, monster hide. So 3 hides and an organ. We got a pelt, shank bone, we got another organ, and another bone. So we got a pretty good amount of stuff. And that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching me take down one more level 1 antelope. Like I said in the next video, hopefully we can go for some level 2s. Of course, we got a lot to do in our settlement video. So before we go to that, I'm actually going to do all our XPs and everything right now. So this is Caramon. He's going to gain a hunt XP, and he's also going to gain 1 more in his axe, which means he is going to be gaining an axe specialization. Let's see what that does. So he is specialized in axe now, and it says when attacking with an axe, if you wound attempt fails, you may ignore it and attempt to wound the selected hit location again. Wow, that's pretty good. All right, so Caramon has that. The next person we're going to do is Gold Moon. Gold Moon is going to go ahead and gain a hunt XP, and she's going to gain an age milestone. So we're going to do that as well. And she also gains 1 towards her dagger proficiency because she did wound once with her dagger before starting with that adventure sword. Burham Everman is going to go ahead and take 2 hunt XP. He gets 2 because he's that savior. He also wounded once with a Qatar, so he does gain 1 proficiency in that. Kitiara also is going to gain a hunt XP, and she's finally going to gain 1 in her bow. Maybe if I shoot twice, I can at least get her to specialized, and maybe at that point, maybe the bow will start getting really good. I don't know yet. I haven't looked at the cards about the bow. All right, so she's done. We do have to do our age event for Gold Moon. So it does say here, we're on our second one. Improved reflexes. The years sharpen your reflexes. Roll on the table below. So I'm going to roll 2 dice, because remember there's 2 through 20. I didn't do that last few times. All right, we got an 8, and we got a, what's this, 4. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We got a 12. It says gain +1 permanent strength. Oh, that'll be really good as well for her. So Gold Moon is up to +2 strength. Wow, she's doing really good. And that's it. We've gone through and got all of our hunt experience. We've also done our weapon proficiencies. We're all set to go into the settlement phase with our wonderful resources. What do you think I should get with these resources? I only got 1 pelt, so I can't quite finish off his set, but we're getting really close. I'd like to hear what you think in the comments below. That's it. Thank you so much for watching this playthrough. I hope you enjoyed the hunt and also the showdown against the antelope. I appreciate your patience. I know fighting a level 1 antelope probably wasn't the most exciting thing, but I just don't think we would have been able to deal with his way he can move around the board and us not be able to get to him. If you did enjoy it, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the bell so we'll see you know when our settlement video comes out. Also, please feel free to leave anything in the comments below. I'd love to hear from everyone. Thank you so much for watching. And if you're excited to see what happens in the settlement, we've got a lot to do. We've got like 3 events. Then I need you to meet me at the table.